What's up?
Somebody say something.
Something.
There we go.
Luke's on mute.
How you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. We're good.
We're good. No problem. Got quite a people. Got a crowd over there right now. Awesome.
I think Luke is AWOL. He left us.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Thanks, Luke.
It's my party, I cry for water.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
No.
Yeah.
All right. My microphone.
You're just like the rich kid that invited everybody over to the party, and then just interested in everything.
Go to your bedroom.
Every once in a while, it has a little. You got to do a restart. I didn't check it this morning. All right, guys. So
Yeah. Question
tonight,
before we hit the live
go ahead.
thing. I'm looking at Fund My Comic on my side. Those two triangular banners in the top right and the bottom left, or whatever. Are you guys seeing those?
Yeah, they're not working.
Let me ping Dave.
Yep. Get the developer
I
on
have
the phone.
that.
Yeah, they're not working, and the field's not working yet.
Ah.
Yeah,
Gotta make it live.
Yeah.
Gotta make it live, guys.
Crank it.
So, thanks everybody for joining. We've got a lot of people here with us tonight. It is a big day for all of us. We are very much looking forward to unleashing Fund My Comic onto the world. Mm-hmm. So what we are doing tonight is the live sign up. Should be live right now. Let's see if we're working. I do not believe we're working yet. So
I've reached out.
We're gonna have to drum roll.
Yeah, I've got my finger on the pulse here, so you guys can carry on, and then I'll DM you guys privately once we're.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, here's what we're gonna be doing. First, let's welcome people we've got in the chat. We've got a lot of people here. Bunny, thanks for being here. Appreciate you coming by tonight. And we've got Ray Haylock. Ray is one of the admins, and Todd and I are both admins to Fund My Comic. Yeah, good stuff. A lot of stuff. Speaking of good stuff, welcome. Good
I'm
stuff.
the mascot.
Yeah, welcome. Good stuff. We got Unhinged here. Welcome, Unhinged. It's good to have you, Woodrow. Nice to have you this evening. We've got Ray on the panel, and in the chat, Shadowpunk is with us. Glenn Fleming is in the house. Mm-hmm. Eric Grant, welcome, Eric. Mar V, the Sin Killer, looking very much forward to kicking some ass with Fund My Comic. I know he's been contacting me several times about it already. Immortal Rising Comics is with us. Welcome. It's good to have you here. Earth's best friend, Filter 21, and Filter. I don't have any filters these days, so let's have some fun with that. Mad Ruth is in the house. Welcome. Monster Fan is with us. We've got RJ. RJ is with us today. Not to be confused with RJ, but we do have RJ with us.
Or the other RJ.
Yeah, or the other RJ. North Free is with us today. We have Simple Jack live in the house. Welcome. Mm-hmm. It's nice to have you here today. AGE Comics. It's nice to have you along with us today. Crowfire Studios is in the house. Thank you so much for being here for this. We've got Puma Fist is also with us today. Where is Piper? Yeah, it's her channel. We are doing a large multicast this evening for the fundmycomic.com website. And so this is also kind of a test drive, not only for that, but it's a test drive for our kind of our big network that we've been putting together for when we do launches of campaigns for people. So instead of just coming out on the Luke Stone Studios page or the Bunnies page or everybody else's or Piper's page, we're coming out on everybody's all at once. So this is an opportunity for us to multicast to everybody's location, and it's an opportunity.
I've given you one watcher. There you go.
So we've got one watcher. There we go, one watcher. So we are launching the
Good to go.
fundmycomic.com site. You're gonna have to turn your volume off.
I did.
Perfect.
I did.
All right, are we live? Do we are we working?
Yep.
Okay, I'm getting the nod. I'm getting the head nod from Ray.
There we go.
We are working. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. So we are officially now taking emails and collecting names for a lottery that we're going to be having on the 10th. So that's what is that? Tuesday? That's next Tuesday, guys. Here's the launch schedule for what we're doing with Fund My Comic. We are going to be taking sign-ups from now until Monday night, but people can continue to sign up all they want. But from now until Monday night, we will be running sign-ups, and then on Tuesday morning, we will start selecting a predetermined number of users that will have access to the dashboard before we launch on the 16th. So as you can see, when anyone visits fundmycomic.com, what they're going to see is this countdown, beautiful little countdown with the 9 days, 12 hours, 49 minutes, and 1 second. So that's kind of the thing that we're doing. But on the 10th, we will send out a link so that you can sign up and you can start building a campaign. You'll have early access to the site a whole week so that you can get in there and check it out, build things that will be ready to launch. In fact, on the 16th, we have a couple of campaigns that are going to be launching. We've got the Out of Obscurity. Which, Bunny, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, Out of Obscurity is kind of a double entendre, as it were, because we're plucking public domain characters. If it's public domain, it means it's pretty much forgotten by culture. And we're taking those and we're taking obscure authors that some don't have publishing credits, some have very few publishing credits, and some we're trying to write for the first time. But so we're taking obscure characters and obscure writers, and we're creating a project to try to lift both the characters and the writers out of obscurity. So that's what the name just works on multiple different levels. But we call it the O3. But it's I've seen most of the stories involved, and I'm excited to see them in print. There's not a dud among them. We were very careful on the production end. To everybody got feedback. Everybody got put on a positive track, and then we got some up and coming artists. Some who are obscure, some who Jose Garcia is teaming up with Immortal Rising Comics for one of them. Brian Kiskrow, we confirmed him yet? No. Okay.
No, not yet.
All right.
No, not confirmed yet.
No. But we do have Dev Fowler.
Fowler is confirmed. Yes.
Definitely confirmed. He's already got work coming out. But we've got like a lot of up and coming writers, a lot of up and coming artists, and some of the hottest artists in CG. Some of the names that you're going to hear coming up pretty quick because these guys are awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good looking project. So that launches on the 16th, and then we're also launching the Hybrids Core Manual RPG, which a big day for news in RPG. Wizards of the Coast is pulling any of the open gaming license stuff that people had built things on and were making money and a whole business, their livelihood was built around. They're pulling that, man. They're corporate greed is taking over. They're a big corporate bully. And so they're also encouraging anybody that does independent games to only crowdfund on Kickstarter. That's the other thing they're doing, right? So here's what's happening. Fundmycomic.com is not just for comics. It's for comics and games. That's really our niche. That's where we're at. And we're going to be doing a lot of work, especially with Nick is really looking into his base plus 2 system, making some kind of open license form of that for people to be able to build their own game systems around. So we'll be taking on as many game developers out there that wants to crowdfund. And some of the features and tools that we're going to have for this website are it's not like anything that you're getting right now with the competitors. It's pretty impressive stuff. Todd, you want to talk about some of that?
Yeah, sorry, I was testing out the website.
Yeah, same.
Distracted.
Come on. Go on.
I'm usually the talker. That's what I normally talk, and they're all working. So you can tell. You can tell who here knows about web stuff and who doesn't.
Flat-footed.
I am. Like, they are both like web people. That's what they do.
Right,
I know web stuff. I used to.
In other words, they don't
work
human
IT,
very
but-
well. So
But but I'm,
Yeah,
I've-
the
I've-
submissions are going through. It's just we're trying to figure out the confirmation side of it, but they are going through. Like, I've got
Okay.
10. Todd, you've got like 4. So
Right.
it is working. It's just we're working the confirmation redirect.
okay.
Gotcha.
So,
There you go, there you go.
all right, guys. Well, you are getting your emails through, so we are collecting emails for the lottery. But yeah, some of the features that we've got coming out. Todd, if you would like to talk about that, since you are the co-owner of this thing. Yeah. So I know a lot of people know that I'm kind of behind Fund My Comic, but a lot of people don't realize that Todd is my partner in this. He and I have been we're the co-owners of Fund My Comic. So if you love it,
So I'm kind of like in the back seat as you're driving, and I'm just hanging on for dear life as this thing is going and enjoying the ride. But
yeah, he's like the hitchhiker that you picked up along the way.
well, I'm not gonna lie, it has all gone very quickly. It's all gone. We started out doing this. I just wanted to build a site for myself because I didn't want to be canceled, or have the fear of being canceled. And I was working with a developer that they screwed me over. Let's just be honest. We had tested out the site; it was working. I just wanted one feature added. I wanted it to be like a shopping cart, so that my backers, who had multiple times had given me feedback that they wanted to be able to choose a la carte type tiers. And so the problem with a lot of with both of the other platforms is you can't see the add-ons until you've chosen a tier, and it gets really problematic for people that want to pick and choose items, and we wind up leaving money on the table in some cases, and we wind up frustrating backers in others. And so what I wanted to do was make it to where everything was just above board right there in the tier section, and you could choose what you wanted, put it into a shopping cart, and then if we sent out like a mailing list coupon code, you can apply the coupon code and check out just like you normally would on any other store. We wanted to make it for sheer convenience to the backer, and it also saves time in building your campaign, because then you don't have to worry about double skewing something, like accidentally putting an item in twice. So it makes fulfillment a lot easier on our end, on the creator's end. So that was something that we wanted to do. So everything worked with the other platform, and then I asked, can you please add the shopping cart? And they did. The problem was when we went live with it, the only thing that worked was the shopping cart feature. Every other working feature broke because of their addition. And in order to fix it, they were going to charge me $2,000. Well, our good friend Ray, he saw what we were doing. He believed in the idea behind Fund My Comic. And he said, that's not a good solution. We're not doing that. And so he put us in contact with Surrendum, and Surrendum said, look, we can do this. They gave us a very good price and said, if you can make this investment, we can make a website for you from the ground up. So it will have the shopping cart feature, which we like. People do get charged right away, which is what people asked for. Well, I think it's like a 7-day hold. Like, so it holds for 7 days in case someone has buyer's remorse, so they can do a flip if they want. But for transaction purposes, it makes it easy in case you want to add something else or whatever. Then we can adjust shipping for people so that you're not paying more than what you need and all of that other junk. But then it's taken right away. There's tons of freedom where you can adjust how your tiers are viewed and just different things like that. So again, I know I'm there's so many features that this thing has that I know that
one of the features that I like is the ability to sort the campaigns. So when you come to the page, you know, I don't remember if this was phase 1 or phase 2, but the ability to sort the campaigns by however you want to see them on the page, either alphabetical or by listing date or by you know, popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it might be important to tell the people just how qualified these guys are, that we didn't just get some fly-by-night guys right out of coding, that we got some pretty serious actors here. Ray, why don't you kind of walk through just how serious these guys are?
Well, you pretty much just nailed it on the head anyway. We don't just do flimsy code, that sort of stuff. This is robust industrial code where we've had the experience with a lot of the big boys coding for them. But because of non-disclosure agreements, we're not allowed to say their names. All right. And we're talking top tier type guys. I know it sounds like fluff and it sounds like gaslighting, but it's just, that's the fact. Our servers are our own. They're separate, you know, from all the other HostGator, GoDaddy, HostPapa, whatever you want to call them, and free of their rules. You know, and we've got our own set of rules, and it's basically, you know, don't break the law, you're fine. That sort of thing. And that's basically why we started our own stuff. You know, we got sick and tired of being beholden to these other companies, these big boys that had the monopolies. Right. You know, and then I'd sit here and I'd build a website for somebody and give them, you know, the promise of security and safety and stability. But maybe they're being naughty, or maybe something else happened. They get shut down, and it's my name and my company's name and my partner company's names that get dragged through the mud. So for the past 10 or so years, we've just been building and building and building and building to now that we're actually ready, and it's working. And yeah, so if that answers your question, I'm not really good at public speaking, but it's just there that, you know, it's ours, and then when you're on it, it's yours. You know.
Yeah, it's
don't
on
piss us off.
It's on our own boxes. I was really concerned, you know, when Parler was shut down by Amazon because of people complaining because they were on those servers. I didn't want to do anything where we were beholden to someone else. I really believe in free speech. I think that's very important. Freedom of expression is something that we're building. It's kind of one of the values of the site. You'll notice whenever we promote, we talk about freedom of expression, fierce independence, and trust. We know that those are 3 pillars that we have to have. As a creator, as an artistic individual, I want to have complete freedom of expression. And so we design the site with that in mind. Right now, I mean, unfortunately, we live in an age where if you think or say things that offend a certain side of the aisle, you can get canceled. You can lose your job, your livelihood, and things like that. And it's not going to be too long before the pendulum swings the opposite direction. And it's now the people that are, you know, the crossed-armed scolders are going to be the victims of the same kind of mentality, same kind of things happening. And I don't like that on either side of things. So fierce independence kind of backs up that that freedom of expression. So we want to have that complete freedom to express ourselves. But I also want the ability to run my business the way that I want to run my business, because that's what it is. It is a business, and I want to be able to choose how I fund, whether that's a take it all or I got to hit this amount before I fund, or I want the freedom to be able to do those things. I want the freedom to be able to set up my campaign the way that I want it, and to present the tiers the way that I want it to be presented. I want to be able to manage my business the way that I want to, and I want you to be able to do the same thing. But in order for us to do that, we have to be able to trust the platform that we're using, and our fans have to be able to trust us. So the best way that we could think to do that was to build our own platform, one where we can hopefully develop trust with all of you that are building campaigns, and everyone that's not just building campaigns but purchasing books or backing. It's not really purchasing when you are doing crowdfunding, right? It's we understand what crowdfunding is, but it's when you go and you support a creator. We want you to be able to trust the people that are on the site and the site itself. And right now we've noticed that a lot of people aren't backing Indiegogos because they've lost faith in the site. They don't have any trust in the actual platform, and so we're dealing with that kind of in this grassroots way. We're like, look, we don't trust that platform, so we're going to create our own platform. And that's kind of where we come up with this idea for fundmycomic.com. And to be honest, Pixel Trader actually came up with the name. He goes, it's a shame something like fundmycomic.com isn't available. I said, dude, it is available. So I promptly bought the domain and said, that's mine. I feel like one of those monkeys. If you've ever watched the History Channel, there's these Animal Planet. There's these monkeys that they stick their butt on things and claim it. Like that's how they claim it. They go, oh, that's mine. That's mine. I kind of felt like, as soon as he's like, fund my comic dog, I'm like, hey, that's mine. I'm taking it. I'm claiming it.
Just so you know, he has not stuck his butt on the website.
I did not stick my butt on the website.
No.
So here's the thing. I know that I'm not the guy to code things. That's not my thing. I can build a website on a pre-established platform and make it work and do a good job with that stuff. I mean, that's what most of these people are doing already. And maybe you don't need Fund My Comic. Maybe what you need is to build your own WordPress plugin crowdfunding. Maybe that's perfect for you. But maybe you're in the group of us that we feel like everyone being in one spot is really more beneficial to us than everybody being separated, because then we can bring all of our traffic into one area, so for me, that's part of the reason why I want something like Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or particularly Fund My Comic. That's really kind of why we, I think one of the big needs for it. Yeah. But man, let me catch up with some of these comments.
I think one of the impetus for this whole thing starting was some of the stuff that was going on with Indiegogo, and hiding campaigns, and I think this is a way for us to offer something that gets around that, and we're not going to be hiding campaigns for no reason.
Yeah.
No.
And I think this is something that the community can gather around.
Yeah, Dave that owns Surrendum, he put it perfect one day in our chat. He said, it's either banned or freedom. There's no shadow banned or anything like that. You either do something so egregious you're not allowed on the site, or you have freedom to do what you
should have done that in the Yoda voice.
Right. Yeah. I definitely took my phone on it. Yeah. So, all right. So I got a question. How are people being notified when they've signed up? Or do we have the notification thing working? What's it going on?
Right now, it's when you put in your email address and you click sign up now, it's the button actually changes to submitted.
Oh, it does?
With regards to the back end stuff, whether you get a confirmation email or stuff, I have to confirm that with Dave, just with the coding guys on the back end, just to double check, but I would assume so.
Oh, it does. Say submitted.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like that. That's neat. See, I'm not the code guy. That's why I've got other people around me. I'm smart. That's what I do. I'm like, I need smart people around me to do this. I know what I want, so let's find someone to make it. I know what we need. I know what we need. So a couple of the other features that we're going to be having with this is the ability to Bunny come up with this idea called the back one, or the buy one back one, a while ago. That is like, hey, if you like this campaign or this book, you might also kind of like one of these. These are good books by good creators. Well, instead of just doing things based off of popularity of campaigns that are being backed on the site, we'll have the ability to show like campaigns. Like, hey, this campaign is like that one. Like, this book is similar in content. It's similar in subject matter. It seems like something that you might also like. So you'll get recommendations based on those kind of things with this site. One of the other things that we have is this great thing called a boost, right? And this was Ray's idea. One of the things that you'll be able to do on this site is,
I love this idea.
Yeah, this is a great idea. As a backer, right now Indiegogo automatically puts in a tip, and you have to go in and change it and take that away. There's a reason why they do that, because they want extra money. Now here's the thing, this platform fee is 2%, all right? Everybody else is 5%. We're not trying to make money off of you folks. That's the whole point here. We are not trying to get rich off of you. If it happens because so many of you flood the site, we're not going to complain about that. But we're only taking 2%. So really, to be honest, we have to bring a lot of money through here to maintain the site itself and to pay the staff that's going to be on to take care of you for when you have a problem. So 2% is what we are taking. Now, like Indiegogo, where they automatically take a tip, we're not doing that, but we're going to give you the opportunity to boost the campaign that you just backed. You can opt in to give a boost. That money goes to the website like the Indiegogo tip does. But what it does is it takes that campaign that you've just boosted and puts it on the feature page all the way at the top so that it gets more eyes on it and more views. So it is beneficial for... Oh, I'm sorry about the dogs. I got this crazy neighbor that fires off fireworks all the time.
Well, you got the dogs, I got the birds.
Yeah. And
It's a zoo around here, man.
I'm telling you, this guy, he just fires them off.
Yeah.
It'll just be like one. And then he'll wait like 20 minutes. So the dogs are nice and calm. And then he'll just fire off another one. And then they'll go barking again. If I can ever figure out who it is, we're going to have a conversation. And it's not going to go well. Let's just put it that way.
Uh-oh, angry Luke.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've worked in this way to benefit the website, but also to benefit the creators. So it's a symbiotic relationship that works out for everybody. Todd, what are Ray? Some of the other features that we've got that I'm certain I'm missing because it's so feature rich. It's
the only thing I can, because I don't have the list in front of me, that there's like freaking 15 of these things. But a lot of those are phase 2, phase 3, phase 1, whatever. But in a nutshell, for the audience listening, it's basically we've looked at all the other players that are out there, and a lot of their features are all self-interested type features. You know, it only suits it doesn't suit the backers, it doesn't suit the artist, it suits the platform. All right, and my main gist in going into this was like, well, hell, we can have the same features, but redirect where it goes. You know, yes, we need a little bit to go towards the platform just so we can keep it alive. that sort of stuff. Hence the 2% instead of 5. With regards to further explain type of details, you guys have got the list with you guys. I've left that with you. I've just been managing and looking over and making sure everything works. Yeah, Todd.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the
Delicious.
looking at the list right now. We talked about the boost featured campaigns. So there will be a feature section where that top campaigns will be featured. Let's see.
Here we go.
And this list doesn't have them broken down by phase 1 or phase 2.
I believe the list that we're looking at, everything except for 2 items made it onto phase 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good question, Mad Ruth. How many countries can use the site?
Everyone.
Good question.
So I've got here one of our points is that our systems are basically highly available distributed networks throughout the US, EU, and Asia Pacific. So you're covered globally server-wise. So I'm in Melbourne, and you guys are in the US. I've got some
payment
people in
His
the UK.
concern is Canada and America interface processing,
Yeah.
because that bit him with his campaign.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't foresee that being an issue.
Yeah, payment processing, the way this is working, because I saw somebody else asked about payment processing. It is done, Stripe is the one that handles the initial
Handling.
handling. But that money then goes into Surrendum's bank accounts that are set up with escrows. So when you create an account, a sub account under Fund My Comic. So the way this works is Surrendum is partnered with Fund My Comic. They own the code, and they're handling the a lot of the back end stuff for us. So you don't have to worry about Luke screwing it up. It is, it's being run by people that do this full time. And so when you create an account with Fund My Comic, an escrow is created for you. And this is what took us so long on the initial launch, because of all of the legal stuff that has to go in with this. It's kind of a, it's a
Bit of a nightmare.
yeah, it's a nightmare.
lawyers,
Yeah, so
lots of lawyers.
Yeah, so anybody that talks about, oh, I'm going to build a crowdfunding site, best of luck to you. It's a real pain in the neck. A lot of money went into paying lawyers, a lot of hours to make sure everything was covered legally. So how that works is then the Stripe processes the payment. The payments go into the bank account, which has your escrow. It's attached to you. Okay, so that money's not mingled with anything else, and then it gets distributed back to you at the time of disbursement. So it's much like how Indiegogo or Kickstarter would run theirs, okay? But it's all private and it's all independent beyond Stripe. So once Stripe processes the payment, it's no longer in a public domain kind of situation where another third-party company is taking care of it. It's actually like Surrendum becomes a bank almost, because they're holding the money now with their private stuff, okay?
Okay.
And with that, we've got multi-currency support as well.
Yeah.
Well, this was a problem on before. Wasn't able to be on Kickstarter, and I'm in Portugal. I know the Brazilians had trouble, like crowdfunding in America because of anti-cartel legislation or some things like that.
As far as I know, Marv, you will have no problem creating and running a campaign on fundmycomic.com.
Okay.
Right now, we have been given a thumbs up for everybody. Now, by the time we get to launch, I mean, obviously, folks, Obia realize we're going to have little
hiccups.
Yeah, because this is being built from scratch. This is like they're writing the ones and zeros right now. This is not something that's been, that's already been written and it's a plug and play kind of thing that millions of other users have access to. This is from the ground up. We imagined it and Surrendum built it, so, sometimes the things that Luke imagines might be a little more difficult to do in reality, but I've hired magicians. I've hired magicians to make it happen, right? So they're doing the magic, and I get to be like, hey guys, let's use this.
He's the Steve Jobs. He's just like, okay,
Yeah.
I foresee this technology, make it happen, and I'm going to take credit for all of it. So there you go. Anyway.
Yeah. Actually, you'll probably never see Dave's face. You'll hear me talk about him like he's some figment that's out there.
Ghost in the machine.
Yeah. Todd and Ray, they hardly ever speak. So you do know that they're real.
Right.
But you're going to be hearing from me. Probably 90% of the time I'm who you're going to be talking to, until we get to the point to where you guys are using the site so much we have to hire someone else for that.
Okay, I don't know what this is all about. Where is Jedi Bill's foot?
I don't know what you're talking about. Jedi Bill. Did he lose it? I don't know. He did lose it. Well, it's I don't have it. I'll put it that way. It was in the pickle jar. I love it when these weird things start happening.
Random.
Jedi Bill.
So
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. So our timeline is. Wait, Todd, you have some more on the list? You have other things on the list that I didn't talk about? Okay. What else you got?
Let's see. Going down the list. People, ask for, intuitive system for uploading photos.
Oh yeah,
and
also
a lot
an
of that
easy way to.
It's going to be as good or better than.
Yeah. They also asked for an easy way to be able to see what they've backed. So all of that's going to be right up there and up front.
Yeah, that'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be really easy to know when you've backed a campaign already. So you don't double back one campaign, you forget to back another one. Right, Bunny?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like buy one, back one.
Yeah.
Exactly, precisely.
Yeah, and another feature that I've heard talked about that I didn't see it on the list is if you like this, then you'll like this.
Yeah, we're doing that. We're going to have staff picks.
That'll be there.
Yeah, all of that
staff
stuff
picks,
is
recommendations.
there. Yeah. Right now, the way shipping is going to be calculated is just like the other two major platforms are, but we will eventually try to integrate a shipping platform where people can. Somebody's laughing really hard in my background. Can you guys hear that? They're having a gay old time back there. A lot of laughter in the stone house. And but one of the things that we're wanting to integrate in phase 2 is the ability to manage fulfillment from your dashboard. And so when we're able to do that, we'll be able to do shipping based on item weights. And so you'll be able to have a base shipping cost plus item weight based on the location it's going. So you can save shipping cost to your backers. So that's one thing that we're looking at in phase 2, which is probably somewhere around a year from now. We may get there sooner, but we want to get through the growing pains of actually funding comics.
Let's get stable first.
Yeah. Let's get stable first.
Get through the teething.
Yeah.
Well, there is a concern that I keep seeing that I think needs to be addressed.
Sure.
And that is, what happens if some bigger name decides to open up a web fund comic, or crowdfund comic website, and everybody goes over there, and we become a ghost town. Okay. Well, let me just address that. Okay.
Sure.
This has been IGG has been acting up for about 3 years now. and smaller campaigns have been having trouble with them. They've been doing stuff like banning people in other countries and stuff like that. They've been doing a lot of shenanigans. Okay, and the whole thing with the truckers and GoFundMe happens to be over IGG, and so if they're willing to turn or kill funds for those truckers, they're willing to do whatever the government tells them to do. Okay, so we've needed to get off this website for a while, and the bigger guys have been well aware of this. Okay, and they chose to, if they decide to do websites, that everything that I've seen, everything that they've said on their channels has all indicated that they're going to set up websites for themselves. Okay, for the storefronts for themselves on their own websites. And they got enough people that they can draw people. But what we're doing,
they may not need Fund My Comic.
They've got
a pretty good audience. Yeah.
They've got a good audience already. But what IGG was so strong with was IGG has the browse. Okay, it has the power of people going to, oh, I want to back this comic. I'll go to this website and, oh, wait a second, they suggested this one. Let me look at this one. Oh, I like that. And they might not need that, but the smaller campaigns do. And we need to have everybody together in the same space, because we don't have that automatic built-in audience that we can draw with thousands and thousands of YouTube subs. Most of us don't have that, and so basically, what if they do? We can't control that. But does that mean that this doesn't need to exist? No. That this needs.
Let me kind of answer that from my perspective. I think that Luke and I are building a site that we want to be a part of, that we want to use. And, if it helps the community, if it helps other people, that's great. But, my end goal is to build something that, I would be proud of and I want to use. And, I think that, will people, come on the site? Is it a possibility that, another person or another company could build something similar? Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use this because it's it has the features that I'm looking for.
Yeah, we have to go back to the original intent. This was never to build a crowdfunding website for the entire community. It was to build a crowdfunding website for myself, and so that's what we have. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to be very, very happy.
How he rolls.
Yeah, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be able to crowdfund with the 0% platform fee. So it works out well for Luke in the end. I mean, if nobody else uses it but Todd and I think we've got it pretty well covered. But here's the deal. This is not something that can happen overnight. It might feel like we did this overnight. And I'll be honest, we kind of have. But the truth is, Ray has been talking with this developer about doing this very thing for a long time. They've had their eyes set on the corporate greed of Indiegogo for a long time. The developers, Serendum, they have had the tools to make this happen for a very long time. What they didn't have was someone with the extra scratch to be able to pay the staff to drop every other thing and get on building the final pieces they needed to make the website a reality. That's what they needed. Well, the stars aligned, folks. Guess what? I got a severance package, and I took a lot of that. And then Todd came in with a sizable investment, and between the two of us, we were able to make up what Serendum needed to be able to pay to make this happen. Okay? Anybody else that would try to make this venture happen would be spending upwards of $100,000 easy. And there's no way they would have it done in the amount of time that we have, because some of these features were already built in their spare time with the intent that one day there's going to be an Indiegogo alternative.
Let me just point this out, if you don't mind. Basically, what he's saying is they were a website looking for a backer already, and
Yeah.
Basically.
and Ray connected him with Luke, and Luke was able to bring the funds. And so this was like this is like if you want to believe in fate, if you want to believe in
Kismet.
like providence, if you want to believe
Kismet, yeah.
if you want to believe in that the wheels are turning in this world positively, this is an example of that. I mean, the way this came together is so astronomically impossible statistically as to be laughable, and it came together seemingly at random, but these things aren't random, okay? And so here we are. Like, IGG does a heel turn. We have to find a new place, and Luke has gets double crossed by with a group that shall not be named, and
No, let's name them. Thrinacia.
Thrinacia,
Because here's what they
okay.
don't realize. They didn't have a competitor in this field.
No,
Because
they
they
didn't.
use their codes to license it out to charities and different companies like that for their crowdfunding. They did not have a competitor in the field. Guess what they have now?
They have a competitor.
They screwed the pooch.
And to stay safe, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say they screwed the pooch, man.
Right.
Well, they had a valuable opportunity that they fucked up. Excuse my language.
No,
Yeah.
that's the absolute truth. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and then the stars aligned, serendipity, and here we are.
Here we are.
okay.
And so, even if another site is created in a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years down the road, I think people will probably use those sites, but I don't think that they'll stop using Fund My Comic. I think that this is going to be another arrow in people's quiver when it comes to funding. This is going to have the tools that are there specifically for people to do comics and games, and even probably books of all kinds. This is right up there for them. You know,
Shots fired.
shots fired.
Yeah,
Shots
shots
RJ
fired.
is not pulling punches.
Uh-uh.
But
No.
but this is going to have the tools that are kind of specific for you, and it's a 2% platform fee. I guarantee there's going to be people out there that hate Luke Stone. They're like, man, I can't stand that guy. But guess what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to save some money, and they're going to want to use a platform that is tailor
Nobody
made
hates
for
Luke
them.
Stone. Come on.
Oh, there's a couple people.
How can you hate that adorable face?
I mean, look at this puppy. Look at that.
Okay.
Oh,
Look.
come on.
Look.
We don't hurt.
How can you
puppies.
hate on that? How can you hurt on that?
You know, look at this pretty little puppy here. This is my grandpup. My daughter bought this dog. She paid a lot of money for her, and guess who's the dog's favorite person?
I agree with that.
This guy.
Dr. Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people are going to use multiple platforms, and that's fine. We encourage that. We are going to have some simple rules. No more than 2 unfulfilled campaigns. We don't want to be part of a grift. Honestly, that's part of the whole trust pillar. We don't want to be a part of a grift. We want the backers to know that the people that are funding on Fund My Comic they're legit, and they're gonna produce what they've been asked to produce, what you're giving them money to do. So so I'm not really concerned about anybody else coming up with another website that would be a competitor. In fact, I think
In my field, that's the name of the game. You know,
Yeah.
no matter what you do, you know, someone else is going to come up with something I don't know, better or worse or undercut, whatever. And here it's about quality, not quantity.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
that sort of thing.
There's going to be another
Not here
widget.
to break your bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always going to be somebody else. But here's the thing. I'm actually talking with a printer right now, because I would love in phase 3 to integrate a retail discount print on demand tier, where if you funded and you fulfilled, you can opt in to this program where you where we have a printer print your books at a discount to retailers and do it on demand and take care of the shipping and everything for you, and you just get a percentage, you just get a cut. So
How's that pirate ship plug-in coming along?
That's going to be phase 2.
Phase 2.
Yeah, that's going to be phase 2. Yeah.
Pixel Trader is also talking about IndieCron as interfacing with Fun My Comic, and that's going to give
Yes.
people a web apparatus that's going to feed into Fun My Comic, and Fun My Comic is going to also IndieCron. So
one of the things that we're hoping to integrate is that when you create a campaign on Fund My Comic, it will automatically populate and list on IndieCron so that you don't have to go through the manual submission form. It's automatically listed there. Some other things that we're working on. People have. Here's the thing. If I weren't so damn stubborn, I would have been like, yeah, once we started getting into this, I'd have been like, yeah, forget it. It's a real pain in the neck, guys.
Yeah.
If it was me that had to deal with this stuff and I didn't have Surrendum that was so motivated to make this a big part of their business, there is no way in Hades that I would push through with the lawyers and the banks and all of that legal crap that you got to go through. It is a certifiable nightmare. And that's why anybody that says they're going to do it, dude, if you do it, you're a worthy competitor. And I'm happy to share the space with you. I really am.
Also, Surrendum, because this is they're going to be they're not going to loan it to a competitor for Fund My Comic. That's in the contract. They're not going to compete against themselves, basically. But they are going to loan this out to other as a competitor to Thurnacia, basically. And
so other people can have a crowdfunding website. They just can't do comic books.
And so basically they're motivated to see this succeed. That's their business model at this point.
Yeah.
And so, i.e., they're not going to undercut us. They're not going to or undercut Luke. I'm sorry, I keep saying us, but I'm not really part of it.
But it is us. It's all of us that had a dream to be independent and to be able to do this on our own and to make
this is for indie comics. So
too many people are. Yeah. It started out as a website for me, and then maybe for my friends, and now it's like, why not make this for everybody? And because we needed something, and as long as that's the spirit, it's always going to be successful in my book. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. And this isn't the fly by night thing, guys. This is on the level of IndieCron and Kickstarter. Well, it has better security than those websites do.
Yeah, it goes through another level of security that isn't even required. So the best way I can describe this is, I know what Ray does. Ray is Tug's web guy, and I know Tug has made some powerful enemies in this world because he tells the truth, right? People don't like people that tell the truth because the truth is shines too much light. So I know that Tug has been the subject or the target of web attacks, and he's not been hacked yet. Because I know a guy like Ray is manning the walls, right? So when Ray says we're going to be working with a guy who is doing something as secure, if not more secure, then I'm like, okay, that's what we're going to work with then.
Yeah, Fun My Comic doesn't hate boobies. They just separated off until a second. Or I'm sorry, boobas.
Let me address that for a moment. I do want to address that for everyone because we were like, look, we're going to do an over 18, not safe for work thing. That became a real issue with the banks, and the lawyers, and the laws, and the insurance. And yes, we could go and get a high-risk bank to handle this, but that cost a lot of extra money that we're not making right now. So what we're going to tell you is you cannot show any sexual content or describe any sexual acts in your campaign. Okay? We're still going to be able to filter by mature content, stuff that's intended for kids or not for kids. That's how we're going to rate it, okay? So you'll be able to filter your searches and filter your campaigns in that manner. But down the road, we will be able to do the things where you can literally show anything you want on your campaign page. But right now, we can't do that because that's going to be like phase 4, guys. I mean, that's in fact, I think Kickstarter finally just started doing that to where you can go full hentai over there, which is not something we really care to do. That's not the reason why we created this, is so people can make pornography on our site. That's not what we want. We want freedom of speech.
Yeah, there's no thermal exhaust port.
No
here.
thermal exhaust port. No. What we really want is we want people to be able to express themselves. We don't want things that happen to Mike Barron happening to anyone on our site.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we mean, freedom of expression. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. There's no gatekeeping. I'm telling you, if you got a problem with me or Todd or Ray or anybody and you want to be on the site, we will let you on the site. We don't care. Just follow the rules.
Yeah.
Follow the rules. Yep.
But with regards to the rules, we're still in the final death throes of getting it all finalized and put together so that we can eventually go into further detail on it right now. But for now, it's just broad strokes, general basics. And once we've got that we can lean on, then yes, we'll have open discussions about those topics. But right now,
by the time the 10th rolls around, we will. We have terms of service already. They've been approved. Everything's fine with them. But by the time the 10th comes around, we have people on the campaign.
Sorry, I just saw a critical glass comment.
Yeah.
No filters.
Change them to jugs. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
jugs. Let's go with jugs. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
and I highly suggest don't take any advice from Pixel Trader.
Yeah,
that's another.
He is not your friend in this situation.
No, he is pure troll. He is pure troll. He does not have your best interest at heart. No.
Yeah. So in a matter of 4 days? In 4 days, we'll have the first access to the site where you can start building your campaigns. We encourage you that if you have a campaign that you're ready to launch or you want to do a second chance, that you'll be in right away. Let us know that you have something that you want to launch on the 16th, because what we want to do is allow for backers to have something to buy. We want backers to be able to go and spend money, because that's what this is, like a store. It's a fun store.
Did you explain about the lottery?
Oh, would you like to explain about the lottery?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Okay. Well, okay, I'll explain that. So we have no idea how many signups we're going to have tonight, or how many signups we're going to have through the end of day Monday. Monday we are getting. You do. You see it. I don't see it. So we'll know how many people we've got. We don't want to say everybody gets on that signs up, because our developers are going to say, we want to start with this amount for a load test, because really what we're doing is we're testing each part of the site in chunks with this, really, each section. And so we want to have a good week of building campaigns and working through any hiccups or bugs that we might have there. So you'll be a guinea pig, right? But we don't know how many people are going to sign up. So we know that we're only going to have a certain number of people be a part of that guinea pig state, right? And that's why the lottery's there. So it's not a popularity contest. It's not necessarily a first come first serve. You can probably campaign for yourself to get early access if you like. I'm sure I can be swayed. I don't know about Todd, but I know I can be swayed.
Yeah, I'm pretty hard.
Yeah. Todd's gone to the dark side. He's Sith Lord now. So yeah.
Hey, I've got 5 kids, so I have like no wiggle room. I don't get pressured at all. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the lottery is going to work. We're going to choose based on how many people Dave tells us we can have in that initial trial, and then we are going to we're going to send out the information for that.
The Overlord, Dave. Yeah. The mysterious Overlord, Dave.
Thank you so much, Means of Destruction. Hi, friends. Happy New Year's, everybody. Congratulations for following your dreams, Luke. You put in the work and made it so. Thank you. We really do appreciate that. Thank you for your generosity. That means the world to us.
Thanks, man.
I want to thank everybody that's been here so far tonight. We've had a lot of people popping in, a lot of comments. If there are any other questions.
One thing I did want to clarify is I did see that Dave said that on the sign up page, when you click the button, it will turn into submitted so that your name is submitted, but you will not receive a confirmation email since this is just going into the pool for the lottery. So there's not going to be a confirmation email on your email address that you submitted, but your email address will be put into the lottery.
Yeah.
It's just a lottery system, so we don't need to retain that. It's just for the lottery that we hold on to it, and then boom.
Right.
Once this becomes official and it's fully launched and you're doing your stuff, then yes, that will be part and parcel of the situation. But right now, it's just a lottery.
Yeah.
This is the reality we're living in. Is we have to form parallel economies. This has happened over the years. It's there's been a turnover where the mainstream has started suppressing everybody that wasn't them, and then an independent section gets together and creates an underground economy. Eventually, that underground economy flips over and becomes mainstream. And so this is just the circle of life of capitalist nation, basically. And
Yeah.
but what happens is usually people that get in on the ground floor that catch that whirly wave wind up being pretty successful. And I think we're ahead of the game here. Even if these big guys with the resources and the names and the cachet or whatever, even if they jump in this late in the game, they don't immediately have the web designers, the resources that landed in Luke's
I mean, this is my game, this is my world, and this is what's been going on in my head from day one. Even if, we, like you said, the big guys come in and that sort of stuff, they're looking at minimum 18 months. Minimum. All right. Just to have something at this stage.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm not saying don't do it. Go ahead.
We're beta right now. Now we're beta. And, less than 3 months already at a beta stage.
Yeah.
And where's this baby going to be in a year? If it's this far along, it's advanced now.
I do think it's going to be a powerhouse in a year. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get through a lot of the hiccups that every new site's going to have, but we're going to hit a stride. I think at around around 10 months. That's my goal. Is that we'll have hit a stride and we'll know what we're good at and what we're not good at that point, so that we can fix the things that need to be improved and bolster the things that are already.
But you don't have to go through trust and safety. You don't have to go through customer service. You don't have to even have to go through a middleman to get to the web developers. Everything's going to be, there's a problem, straight to the web developer. It gets fixed. It gets altered. There's a good new idea. We like this idea. Straight to the web developer. It gets put on the site.
Yeah. So there's going to be.
There will be processes that we follow and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. There's going to be periods.
But it won't be as time consuming as the other guys.
Yeah, there'll be periods of time where we do surveys with people. I say, hey, you're a user. What do you think? What's a feature that you like that you would like to see changed or improved? And we'll do that. I mean, we had a great idea. Great idea about having an affiliates page of that not just any business can come and say, hey, I want to, I offer this service, but actual service providers, like I get my acrylics from this person, that actual creators have used, can suggest for an affiliates page. And I thought, that's a great idea. What better way to advertise a business than have the people that use the businesses? Like, hey, this is my favorite printer. This is who I like to use for this. And that way a new creator coming in will be able to have access to some of the things that maybe they didn't with another platform.
Including a brand new coffee provider that may be announced shortly.
And we're working on it.
Working on it. So
we've got Fund My Comic. Now we have Fuel My Comic. Mm-hmm. So we've got a coffee brand coming.
Crack-a-Boom Coffee.
Crack-a-Boom Coffee will be available at fuelmycomic.com shortly. So yeah, we're working on that.
Crack pipe not included.
Crack pipe not included. It's a real punch in the beans. Welcome, Randy Zimmerman. Randy Zimmerman's in the house tonight.
Hey, Randy.
What's up?
Hey, Randy.
We are.
I just clicked on a link.
Yeah, I just popped in a link in case anybody else wanted to show up. This is we are live with the sign up page for fundmycomic.com, and we will be running these signups all the way up through launch date. As you can see, it's 9 days, 11 hours, 48 minutes until until the site goes completely live for funding, and anyone can sign up and create a campaign. But
I'll make you some room. I'll cut out.
No, you're all right, man. Plenty of room.
All right, no problem.
No, you don't have to leave, buddy.
Yeah, plenty of room. Stay. Stick around. Okay. The more the merrier.
I'm in the middle of working on stuff anyway. I just clicked on a link to see what was happening.
Yeah.
I hope I don't smell.
Yeah, it's all you, Justin.
You're very loud, Justin.
Okay.
I'm gonna fix your mic here for you.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Hello, Justin.
Hello.
There we go.
Is that better? Test.
That's better.
That's better.
Anyway.
All right. So the on the 10th we will be giving access to the dashboard to a select number of people where they can start building their own campaigns. Justin Sweet will be funding on Fund My Comic on February 2nd.
3rd.
Nice.
February 3rd.
February
We'll be going
3rd.
live, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be going live on that. But of course, I'll already be trying to fund our Out of Obscurity collection for a couple of weeks, because that launches on the 16th of January. So
yep.
Yeah, the publisher happens to be Randy Zim. So there.
Yep. Randy's the publisher of that, and he's also the publisher of the Hybrids book that'll be on there, and he's the publisher of the Chrome Dog book.
It's up to his asshole with this thing. That's what it is.
Yeah. What's funny is it's like
it's just the Arrow brand.
That's the brand.
Exactly.
It's that Arrow brand, yeah.
Well, we have to find ways to fill the quiver, as it were.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Justin, did you have any questions about how this process is going to work or anything?
No, I figure I'll ride the wave and figure it out as I go. Pretty much how I do things, as I'm sure you know.
Your mic is having a real problem.
Okay. Real problem.
Having a real problem.
Not a fake problem.
Check.
Oh yes, that's right. Ariel the Mermaid will be an Arrow property. So
that's a cease and desist.
Yeah, Randy's taking over the world. That's what he decided. He's like,
that's not me. I keep trying to tell you, it's Arrow.
It's Arrow. Arrow's taking over the world. Okay. But Randy came back with a vengeance. He's like, yeah, got no time to die. Got no time. We got comics to make here. And so
we got that
the COVID coma bros, man. They're after it, man.
COVID coma.
Yeah, so
I don't have the slip in front of me, but we've got a shirt. So, yeah.
We do have a shirt.
Is that better?
Oh, much
Yeah,
better.
That's
Yeah.
better.
A little bit.
I still
You're
have
good,
to
you're
order
good.
those shirts, by the way.
Yeah, head over to arrowcomics.store.
Mhm.
There we go. I'll pull it up. And in the comic section, where you can buy things, there's apparel, and there's a shirt that says "Death Can Wait, I'm Making Comics." I'll pull that up real fast.
That's the way it is.
That's
There you
the
go.
way. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Walter Cronkite.
I'm Walter Cronkite. There we go.
The way it
Death
is.
Can Wait, I'm making t-shirts.
There you
Oh,
are.
wait, I'm making comics. And t-shirts.
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
I'm making comics. The t-shirts
So-
are extra. Yeah.
All the way up to 5X.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
What if Randy? What if you were able to get Russ to allow you to use his the head of death or whatever, and like I don't know, that would be kind of interesting. Since
You know,
only
I
death can
haven't-
save us. So only comics can save us. I don't know.
I gotta be honest. I haven't
But-
asked him, but that's because we've been talking about doing so many other things.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that would be funny though, like to be able to incorporate his character death.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's a solid character design
Yeah. It
Yeah,
for
would.
sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
So where's that shirt?
That is arrowcomics.store.
Store.
Arrowcomics.store. You can order that shirt.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we have a lot going on, and obviously, we're doing a lot of stuff for comics. We're doing a lot of stuff for other creators. I feel like Fund My Comic is it's something that just kind of became more than what I anticipated. In fact, when I look at that clicker that says that we're just 10 days away from having a live site, it blows me away, really, that is really going to happen. We had hoped that we would be sitting at this point right before Christmas, but you got to do it right, guys.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about the legal stuff, and we're keeping broad with that because it's complicated, and it's just rest assured that we're taking care of it. We're doing our due diligence, and that's why we're launching in mid-January instead of in mid-December, because things were ready to go then. I'm led to believe that all the things were in place. The only thing that was kind of being held up was the legal stuff to make sure that we were protected, that Serendum was protected, but ultimately that you are protected, because that's what it's about. It's about making sure everybody is safe, that the backers and the creators all have a fair and even playing ground to be able to make the most of their comic book dreams. Because really that's what it is. It's dreams. We love comic books. We love doing this stuff. And this site's going to benefit, well, myself and Arrow Comics for the rest of our foreseeable future. But there's no reason why it shouldn't also benefit you too. And that was kind of the idea behind this. And so we do have a lot of fun things with it. Features that, that are coming that are great, but stuff that are right in the first iteration of this thing. Even freedom with the funding. Like, we're not going to be stuck with 30 or 60 day campaigns. There's going to be a best practice, but we have freedom to help you out and to adjust your funding totals, if you, not totals, but your goals, your funding goals if you need. So we have freedom to really help you be successful, and that's what we want. One of the things I'm most proud about for this is that when you come on to Fund My Comic, it's not an algorithm that approves your campaign. It's a person. And so we're going to look over your campaigns and help make sure that you've clicked all the right boxes and that you've put all the right stuff in there to help your campaign be successful. So, if we're using tags did you use the right tags with that? There's a problem with Mad Ruth, and this big issue where the banks didn't want to give U.S. dollars to a Canadian bank, right? And so that could have been avoided with one simple look over. And so we're going to be here to do that for you guys, to make sure that that everybody is really.
Eric in the house.
Eric is in the house. Welcome.
Eric Adolphson. What's up, dude?
Really what we want to do is we want to raise the tide. That's what we want to do. And I think this is part of that process.
We're going to throw the oars away. Oars are old technology. We're going to put a motor on this thing. We're going to throw out some skis, and we're going to go some places, okay?
What
are we,
Customer service?
We're not a Roman galley. What, are they going to sit up there and eat grapes while we row? No, we're going to put a motor on it, throw out some skis, and we're going to go someplace. So
I'll tell you, Bunny's salty tonight. Bunny's salty tonight.
He's a salty writer.
Yeah.
I think there comes a time when we all deserve to be salty.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. And with Fund My Comic, this is he said mother, and necessity is the mother of invention. This is stuff that has to happen. We can't rely on these large corporate sites to give us any kind of respect. And I've been in independent comics since the mid 80s. And I've seen a lot of stuff happen. A lot of us have been around for a while, or some of us have been around for as long as I have. This has got to happen. If we're going to do crowdfunding, we're going to have a site where we can control it. We're going to have a site that treats everybody fairly, that understands what independent comics are and how important it is for us to be able to make a profit, make a living off of doing what we love. It's just that simple. It's got to get done. And
this is basically for us, by us.
And the everybody working IT behind the scenes are doing their best to make this happen. And it's just got to happen.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
Yeah,
and I pity the fool to try to come to Fund My Comic and try to hack that website.
Oh yeah,
I'll just say that.
Don't dare them. They'll just take it as a dare. But
yeah. But I will say this.
Don't tempt me, Bunny.
Besides the dogs.
It's obvious with the way that the indies have been treated and the way that we're seeing it happen out there with these large formats and their algorithms and all that. We have to do something. This has to get done. We have to start relying upon each other. That's why we're doing Arrow Comics, a group of independent creators, totally in control of their IPs, banding together to help each other get out there, get seen, get distributed, find ways to do it and do it right and get out in front of as many eyes as possible. And this is part of it.
Yeah.
This is a part of it for everybody, I should say.
It's part of the reason why we do want to try to integrate down the road the retail capabilities for the retailers that want to support indie comics. Let's be honest, a lot of them won't. In fact, right now I think Diamond and even Penguin is they're trying to get exclusives with these stores so that they can't use anybody else for distribution. And we just think there needs to be an avenue where even
that word's been one of the most hurtful words for this industry is exclusives, distributor exclusives. It should have never happened. Diamond should have never been given that much power. And they've contributed to the erosion of this industry in like no other. Between them and the big.
There's no Belmont.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Talk about salty. There you go.
Sorry.
So, no, something Belmont
for a reason. Huh? Anyway.
It's something Belmont said.
The other thing that like if anyone remembers, months ago I tried to do some stuff with Spinnerax, and even though I'm in this little in kind of a podunk corner of Tennessee, it doesn't seem like it's really gonna it's not a place for it to take. And so I don't know if it's just the location where I'm at, or if Diamond is really, having that distribution model to those stores. I mean, they killed the spinner racks, and so people are just not there when they go to the supermarket, or even the local grocery store, drugstore, head shops, even the local card shop. They're just there to buy what they want to buy.
The big things, they've been programmed out of it. They just have to get back used to it again. That's the big thing.
Right.
It's not a Diamond thing. Diamond taking over the monopoly didn't kill the racks. Were pretty much dying when direct market started. That's why it started.
Well, bear in mind that the ultimate goal of any marketing, ultimate goal is getting it in front of eyeballs.
Right.
Okay. There's absolutely no replacement for people knowing you exist. There's no replacement for people being able to casually see you and find you on their own organically. And that's why shadow banning and all the stuff IGG is doing is so horrendous to these campaigns. It's because if people can't casually find you or come across you, with Google doing all this shadow banning and stuff that they're doing and deboosting and stuff like that, you really have no idea how that's affecting your bottom line. But it's seriously truncating what we can do. So the sooner we get around that and make it possible for people to organically find campaigns and run across campaigns and be in a place where campaigns are. That's why cons are important. You have a table there. People walk by, they see your stuff. Okay. But we have a virtual con. We have to have, place where people can put their table, their shingles out and show their wares, show what they've got, and for people to walk by, and there's absolutely no way you get around that. There's just not. And if you have the product, and there's a lot of good comic book creators who just don't get seen like they should. And if you have the product and people see it, then they will want it. So all we have to do is that's what this is. This is what this is all about. Setting up that parallel economy, getting around the censorship, getting around the little blue hairs with their fingers on the button, get around these people with a political agenda in mind. And even if you aren't political, they are. And so what we're doing right here in 3 months is just starting is revolutionary. Okay.
Astounding, yeah.
This is a shot. This is the first shot at Trenton. Okay. So I really hope that people understand what we're doing here and they get behind it, because they've been asking for this. It's here now. It's here. Maybe somebody that you respect or follow and expected it to come from didn't do it, but it doesn't matter. It's here. It's here now. So.
Yep. Well, guys, we've been going almost an hour and a half. I just wanted to be able to bring some attention to the Fund My Comic and let everyone know that we are now live accepting emails. What we're going to be doing is collecting these emails until Monday night. On Tuesday morning, we will start sending out access to a lottery of people from the emails that we collect over the course of the weekend to have access to the dashboard before we go live on the 16th to build campaigns. So I'm looking forward to that. Very excited. If you have any questions whatsoever, find me on Twitter. Find me on my website, lukestonestudios.com, fundmycomic.com. You won't have the help button there yet. That will be going live shortly. Certain people have access to that in a bit. This is what everyone's going to see is this beautiful countdown until the site goes completely live for everybody. But check that out. Also check out arrowcomics.store for some great comics. If you're a retailer out there and you're interested in carrying great comics, get with us. We offer discount tiers for bulk orders to retailers that are indie friendly, that want good stories for their customers, because that's what it is. We're selling to the reader. We're not necessarily selling to the distributors these days. That's
And
not
if
what
we
we're
can
doing.
help a retailer make some bucks, that's
a
just an
bonus.
added. Yep.
Yeah, because we love our retailers.
Take a look at the products
Yeah,
we're
there it
offering.
is.
Yep.
We're very happy with the quality. We're very happy with the entertainment value. It's worth the money.
Yep. That's good stuff. All right. Well, with
Good
that,
stuff.
thanks everyone for being here. Make sure to check out everybody's individual channels. We are live streaming right now to 8 different locations: 1 Facebook location, Twitch, 1 Twitter, and everybody's YouTube. And so everyone on the
I
network.
just want to say thank you, Luke, for having the vision to bring all this together. I know I'm behind the scenes. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, but you're really the face of this, and I think you've done a great job.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Doing my best, guys. Thank you for the encouragement.
Golf clap.
But Bunny's been one of those that, like, hey, Luke, you should do. He's kind of like that. So you know that friend that like will get you into trouble. That's Bunny. He gets me into trouble.
Yeah, that sounds like Bunny.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to doing
I'm
this.
the
Check
one who
out-
tries to keep you out of trouble.
You really are, yeah. And in fact, I believe when I first said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this," I think you were like, "I don't know if that's a good idea." You're like, "I don't know if that's a good idea," but guess who's using the site? Yeah, because it's like, well, it is a good idea. It's a chance, man. Look, I know I'm putting my neck out on the line. We're putting our reputations out on the line, and all those kind of things. And I know there, as many people are looking at us to hoping that we succeed, there's just as many people hoping that we fail. And to those people, I say suck it, because you're going to be waiting for a long time. We are working really, really hard behind the scenes to make this happen for ourselves and for the community. This is something that we all need. Be sure to check out each and every one of the people that's on this panel. Todd, Ray, Randy, Justin, and Bunny, myself. They all have a lot of great stuff to add to the community, and I think that you guys are going to like seeing their books here in a few weeks on funmycomic.com. Please, if you have a campaign that you want to have featured on there, sign up. Go there, type in your email address and hit, and it will get submitted, and we will have that on the 10th. We will start giving out access. Tuesday night on NerdCap, we will be talking more about Fund My Comic and maybe even give a peek of some of the back door of what we're doing with building the campaign. Kind of walk through what some of that might look like for people that get access on the 16th that don't already have access on the 10th. So thank you again for joining us, everybody. We've had a lot of viewers tonight. At one point, we had well over 30 all at once, and
Nice.
the numbers are showing that we've had several hundred people come through and watch over the course of the last hour and a half. Thank you, panel. Thank you guys for showing up and being a part of this. This is a big day for the Fund My Comic staff, so it's a big day for us. So thank you guys for that. And we always say it: leave the woodpile higher than you find it.
Please.
Build up more than you tear down. And be careful out there. I'm not gonna play the song, but be careful out there.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a Thursday morning thing, guys. That's a Thursday morning.
You know what you should send us out on is that clip of The Office where they're like, "It's happening! It's happening! Holy,
Yeah, I
stay
wish
calm,
I had it. I have a lot of clips. You know what? Okay, so here's the deal. This clip probably fits best of why we did it.
See, your actions have consequences. When you oppress people, they rise up in a fiery anger.
So
That probably
true.
explains best why we did it.
There you go.
And why we're doing it. But yeah. And then, Shai always tells us.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your...
Are you?
Not to worry. I have a permit.
This just says I can do what I want.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go. All right, guys.
That's the terms of service, right? I can do
Yeah,
what I want.
there you go.
I can do what I want. Terms of service. The other one that that got bumps was, here's the deal. When you guys don't support great indie comics, you make Kevin cry. Don't
make Kevin
don't make
cry.
Kevin cry.
I mean, he
Poor
cries at the
Kevin.
drop of a hat, and then he drops the hat, and then he cries at the hat dropped. But it's Kevin.
All right, guys. We're gonna be out. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And we will see you again on Tuesday.